good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome. Nice to see you. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, Dawg Knight. Got the reparations coffee all ready. Got a sip. Hopefully, I'll be able to keep the coughing to a minimum, even though I don't know why this cough won't go away. I probably should see somebody about that, but I don't know. Hey, so first, let's say hi to the people who are already here. The Hate Camel, Terideo, Sarah, Max Del Rio, and wait, what? Oh, that's me. Like, who's this Dawg Knight dude? That'd be me. I'm Dawg Knight. Hey, I'm not sure how the sound's going today. I think I might have figured out my sound problem, but I'm not 100% sure. But hopefully it's going all right. Today's stream is entitled Cheaters, Liars, and Scoundrels. Now, I accidentally tweeted scandals when I tweeted it, but you know what? It's all the same, man. There's some lying, cheating bastards out there. But let's do this. Before I even get started, right down here, there's that little share button, or I put a copy of the tweet in the chat, or however you want to share this. But tell the gang that we're going, man. Let's go. I want to get some people in here today, because I want to talk about some craziness that's going on in the world. And you know what? It's always more fun when you guys have people to talk to, and you know, I always like to see what you all say about some of the stuff I talk about. But you know, let's get started, because now, you know, daily I usually do some news items. I usually have do some Twitter trends, and then usually a couple things that I just want to talk about. Well, today, the thing I want to talk about also just happens to be the #1 thing trending on Twitter today. And man, this is really got the debate going, because, you know, there's just nothing like a good scandal. And that would be the college cheating scandal involving Felicity Huffman, famous from Desperate Housewives, and Lori Loughlin, also known as Aunt Becky, who was trending yesterday, and I knew that would end up probably trending #1. And I had a feeling that there'd be all kinds of what's the good word for it? The term SJW has kind of been played out, but let's just say a lot of people on the left, a lot of people on the right, a lot of people in the middle are really mad about this scandal. And I get it, man. It kind of pisses me off too. But you know what? It's and some people want to make it about, a lot of people want to make it about race. It's way more about class, because right now we're in this part of the culture war right now is, let's see how much we can hate on wealthy people. And wealthy people do have advantages in life that a lot of us don't. And so I just want to, let's just talk about that a little bit today. And also I forgot, I do have a Jesse update. It's a minor one. And maybe I should I wonder if I should just get that out of the way. Nah, let's get that out of the way, because no, I'm not. We're gonna stick with the college cheating scandal. We'll get to Jesse later. So, if you haven't been paying attention to the planet yesterday, there's a group of about 40 folks. I want the top thing on here. There's a group of about 40 folks or 50 folks that have been indicted in this college cheating scandal. Let me see if I can let's find the main clip here so we can just go through. Okay, here we go. Twitter moments. Felicity Huffman, and here, I'll put this on the screen. Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin are two of at least 40 people charged in a nationwide college admissions exam scandal, according to court documents. And here is the gentleman announcing this. Let's listen to this. Oh, wait, y'all can't hear that? You can hear me, but you can't hear the audio on the no audio on the video here. Here, hang on. Let's see what's going on here. Desktop audio. My desktop audio is gone. Here, let's turn this back on. Nope, my desktop audio is gone. It's not. Let's see. All right. Can you hear it now? All right. Can you hear the audio now? Okay, let me try a different window here. Let's see if this works. Try this. Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to have to read stuff then. Okay, what's going on here? I wonder. I have the desktop audio. Let me try something else real quick. Tell me if you can hear the audio on this. All right, can you hear this audio? Can't hear the audio on that either. Okay, I have no idea what's going on. That's weird. Okay, well, that kind of ruins my day, doesn't it? Well, I guess we're not going to be watching any videos today unless I can figure this out. Unless I don't have a mute on here. There's the mute. Desktop audio. Webcam, Blu-ray background. Here, let's try something real quick. I apologize for me going through this, but let's see here. Maybe I wonder if I can refresh. Let's try this. Okay, it wasn't that. Well, folks, we're having a little technical difficulty. Max, that sounds pretty cool. If you're looking in the chat, a hawk just landed on a branch outside his window, 18 inches tall. That's pretty cool. What the hell's going on with my audio here? Make sure that my plugs are plugged in. Y'all can hear me though, right? Just not the video, I'm assuming. And I got the sound all the way up. Hey, Jason Burns, how you doing? Y'all can hear me, right? But not this video. Boy, this is one of those things. All right, is that working now? All right, I can't. The only thing I can think of. So you can't. Are we still not hearing audio? All right, that's fine. Let's just do this. I'm just gonna do stuff I can read today. I'll have to figure out what I did. It's probably user error on my part. I'm not always perfect with this, and somehow I removed the audio. It says that you can hear the audio. It says the desktop audio is working. Let's see. Is there a way to refresh it? All right. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. And all right, there we go. Anyway, so here, let's just find a quick article on this. Give me 1 second, please. There's probably a decent article on this if I can find it. Okay, here we go. Let's just read the NBC story then. All right, so let's put this back. Okay, so Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman, 50 people charged in the college admission scheme. Hollywood actresses Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman are among 50 people charged in a $25 million college entrance exam cheating scandal, according to courtroom documents unsealed in Boston on Tuesday. The alleged scam focused on getting students admitted to elite universities as recruited athletes, regardless of their athletic abilities, and helping potential students cheat on their college exams, according to the indictment. Authorities said the FBI investigation, codename Operation Varsity Blues, uncovered a network of wealthy parents who paid thousands of dollars to a California man who boosted their children's chances of gaining entrance into elite colleges such as Yale and Stanford by paying people to take tests for their children, bribing test administrators to allow that to happen, and bribing college coaches to identify the applicants as athletes. This case is about the widening corruption of elite college admissions through the steady application of wealth combined with fraud, U.S. Attorney for Massachusetts Andrew Lelling said. There can be no separate college admissions for the wealthy, and I will add there will not be a separate criminal justice system either, he said. Lelling stressed that the colleges themselves are not targets of the investigation, which is ongoing. No students were charged, and authorities said in many cases they were kept in the dark about the alleged scam. Some of the parents spent between $200,000 to $6.5 million. Oh my gosh. To ensure that their children receive guaranteed admission at the schools of their choice. You know, my goodness. Now, a lot of people are making this point in the comments on Twitter. You could have got your kids a hell of a tutor for that much money. Or you could have just built a building or something. I mean, why pay to cheat, you know, when you can cheat the old-fashioned way? The scheme's mastermind, William Rick Singer, pleaded guilty Tuesday afternoon to charges of racketeering, conspiracy, money laundering conspiracy, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and obstruction of justice. I am absolutely responsible for it. Singer, 58, told U.S. District Judge Raya W. Zobel, I put everything in place, I put all the people in place, and made the payments directly. So he's admitting it. He's not denying it, and he's gonna take the probably the brunt of this. Singer, who operated a for-profit college counseling and preparation business, orchestrated the scheme and helped torpedo it when he agreed to wear, he's he's the one who took it down too. He orchestrated the scheme to help torpedo it when he agreed to wear a wire and cooperate with investigators, authorities said. In retrospect, looking at everything that occurred, he is remorseful and contrite and wants to move on with his life, Singer's lawyer Donald H. Heller said outside the courthouse. So this dude took it down himself. Loughlin, best known for her role in the 1980s-90s sitcom Full House, and Huffman, who starred in the 2004 to 2012 ABC hit show Desperate Housewives, were charged with conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services fraud. Wow. Loughlin and her fashion designer husband Massimo Giannulli. Now, I wonder, this is interesting. I have a question here. Agreed to pay bribes totaling $500,000 to bolster their two daughters' chances of gaining admission to the University of Southern California? Really? Couldn't you found it? I mean, nothing against USC. It's a fine school. But why not like Berkeley? Well, Berkeley probably didn't get involved with it. Why not Berkeley or Yale or something that's really prestigious? You know, USC? I have two nephews that go to UCLA, so I always have to disparage USC at every chance I get. Just a side note. Anyway, and court papers say Huffman and her husband, actor William H. Macy. Now, I got a question after I finish this sentence. Paid $15,000 to get one of their daughters unlimited time for her SAT test, prosecutors say. Now, my question here, and it's a question that comes up a lot because, of course, a certain segment of our intersectional community is probably asking the same question, and I'm going to ask it for them. Why? And I asked this yesterday too, but why is it that Loughlin and Huffman are featured in this so much as compared to their husbands? Well, Giannulli's not famous. He's a fashion designer. Nobody knows who the hell he is. But a lot of people know who William H. Macy is. I mean, he's an Academy Award nominated actor. Probably as well known, if not more well known, than Felicity Huffman. But they lead with those two names. Just curious. I mean, it could be because they're just nice, attractive ladies, but whatever. Who knows? Maybe it just gets more clicks if it's Aunt Becky. Hey, Aunt Becky, can you get me into college? Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. The FBI recorded phone calls involving the celebrities and a cooperating witness, according to the criminal complaint. Laughlin allegedly told the cooperating witness that she would arrange for one of her daughters to be photographed on a rowing machine to bolster the false claim on the application to USC that her daughter was the crew coxswain for the LA Marine Club team, according to court papers. In an email, Laughlin allegedly agreed to keep the acceptance of her daughter and the scheme hush-hush. Laughlin was out of the country for work when FBI agents arrived at her home Tuesday morning. She was scheduled to return to Los Angeles from Canada late Tuesday and is expected to surrender to federal officials sometime in the next 24 hours, according to law enforcement sources. Okay, so I'm sure there's more to this. Yeah, the article goes on and on and on. Let's see. So she has a representative, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they had people take a test for them. They were taking pictures and pretending they were on the team. I'm going to go down here. The plot involved students who attended or were seeking to attend Georgetown, Stanford, Yale, the University of California, Los Angeles. Damn it. Now, my nephews are brilliant. And actually, they're both music majors, and they're brilliant musicians. They got in on their own freaking merit. UCLA. I see you, UCLA. I see you. I see you. The University of Texas, USC, and Wake Forest University, according to federal prosecutors. Of the 50 people charged so far, 33 are parents and 9 were college coaches. The other 6 were a mix of standardized test administrators, a test proctor, and Singer Associates, authorities said. We believe that everyone charged here today had a role in fostering a culture of corruption and greed that created an uneven playing field for students trying to get into these schools the right way through hard work, good grades, and community service, Bonavolanta said. Prosecutors said the central figure in the scam was Singer, the founder of The Edge College and Career Network, LLC, also known as The Key, based in Newport Beach, California. Wow. So it goes on and on and on here. Here, let's see. So they were bribed. Okay, they bribed some coaches. They did... the one coach, I think, made over $400,000. Oh, here's one. In one of the most egregious cases outlined in the indictment, a set of parents agreed to pay Singer $1.2 million to get their daughter into Yale. Singer set the plot in motion on November 2017 when he passed along the applicant's biographical information to an associate and instructed her to create a bogus athletic profile, court papers said. Could you please create a soccer profile ASAP for this girl who will be a midfielder and attending Yale, so she has to be very good, Singer wrote, the indictment says. Need a soccer pic, probably Asian girl. The fake profile was sent to the Yale women's soccer coach, Rudy Meredith, who agreed to designate the young woman as a team recruit, even though he knew she did not play competitive soccer, according to court papers. After the applicant was accepted to Yale, Singer sent Meredith a check for $400,000 drawn on an account belonging to his purported charity, the Key Worldwide Foundation. Meredith, 51, was charged Tuesday with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and honest services wire fraud. He could not be reached. Yale president Peter Salovey noted in a letter to students and staffers that Meredith no longer works at the university. You think? This is the one I think we talked a little bit about this guy yesterday because some of his players said that the coach didn't really seem into being a soccer coach, and just kind of seemed to be like he was going through the motions. Well, if you're getting $400,000 checks for one kid, my God, make a donation to the university. Of course, that doesn't necessarily. They've kind of gotten away from the legacy and donation legacies, whatever you call them. The coaches charged in the scheme include Jorge Salcido, a former professional soccer player who coached UCLA's men's team, and William Ferguson, who was the women's volleyball coach at Wake Forest. They were not immediately available for comment. Words of the indictment sparked up swift actions at some of the schools. Stanford fired its head coach, head sailing coach. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but a college sailing coach. Stanford has a sailing team. Interesting. Head sailing coach John Vandermeer, after he was charged with racketeering conspiracy. The school noted that either of the two students, whom Vandermeer is alleged to have recommended for admission, came to Stanford. So at least the two students didn't end up going there. USC said it had terminated the employment of Donna Heinel, the school's senior associate athletic director, and Jovan Vavic, its former water polo coach, after they were indicted in connection with the alleged cheating scam. One of the funniest memes from yesterday that I saw. One of the funniest memes I saw yesterday was, it said, panicked polo coach asked the question, "What the hell is going on here?" and a student with a horse saying, "I can't get this horse to go in the water." Oh, yeah. So the water polo coach is fired. UCLA, meanwhile, said it placed Salcido on leave while the matter is under review. The conduct alleged in the filings revealed today is deeply disturbing and in contrast with the expectations we have of our coaches to lead their teams with honesty and integrity. Well, they wouldn't even in this case, it wouldn't affect the team at all. It wouldn't have affected the team at all because that person wouldn't have been on the team. So the coaches are just taking checks. If the facts are allegedly true, they represent a grave departure from the ethical standards we set for ourselves and the people who work here. Besides the actress, other parents implicated in the fraud include Gamal Abdelaziz, former president and CEO of Wynn Resorts Development, Gordon Kaplan, co-chairman of the law firm Wilkie Farr and Gallagher, LLP, and Gregory Abbott, CEO of the International Dispensing Company. They did not respond for requests for comment. Investigation involved more than 200 federal agents who fanned across 6 states. The probe was launched last May after agents uncovered evidence of large-scale fraud while working on a separate undercover investigation, the FBI's Bonavolenta said. Following 10 months of intensive investigation efforts, using a variety of sophisticated techniques, the FBI uncovered what we believe to be a rigged system, Bonavolenta said, robbing students all over the country of their right to a fair shot at getting into some of the most elite universities in this country. So, wow, hi, a bunch of people showed up while I was reading that. I see, who's already here? I think I already said hi to Brian. How you doing again? Hi, his kitten is here. Cynical Lindsay, hello. Johnny Hellcat. And I think that's everybody. Oh, and Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Were you here? You were here early, Sarah. I don't know why. I said hi to you earlier. Anyway, so now let me just, I'm going to put this in mind. This is a terrible, terrible thing. It absolutely is awful. And I think, though, what's going to happen, I can already tell what's happening just by reading the Twitter comments on it, is it's going to get blown up completely to a mass out of proportion scale. Yes, we've always known that people with money can get their kids in some good schools by writing a check for a building or making a big donation to a certain department here and there. And but if you think about the number of students that are in colleges and universities, this I can't say that this is a scandal involving hundreds of thousands of kids. I'm not a big fan of legacy admissions. I'm not a big fan of donor admissions, whatever. But I don't know that they're necessarily taking someone else's spot. One of the things that happens in a lot of these cases, a lot of kids who get scholarships and grants and aid and everything that, one of the reasons a lot of schools can't afford to do that is because some of these really rich people are paying full price to go to these schools. These aren't kids who are getting scholarships. They're writing checks for their kids. And I, as a parent, I have both my kids. Well, my son hasn't graduated yet. He's going to graduate this year. He's there. My son got a full academic scholarship. We're paying room and board for where he goes to school, and based on his grades and his ACT score and all that stuff. And we were thrilled that this school gave him a full academic scholarship. So basically his entire tuition was paid, and we got to make sure he can afford to eat and live there, which is great. I mean, but I know other parents that are at that school filling out that check. Here you go. They get no aid. Now, it's fine because they can afford it. But I know that they can afford it, and that helps the other kids who are there. So I guess I'm not, this is terrible though. To get your kid, I mean, you can't, all that money these people are spending to get their kids into these schools, that's ridiculous. But get a tutor or just get into a school that they can get into. Don't cheat to get your kid into the school. That's nuts. But here's why I wanted to just, I wanted to say that. Hi, our retailer, but nice to see you. What's so funny about the Stanford sailing team? I was the Harvard sailing team. Okay, well, I coached navigation. No, what's funny about it to me is, I forget how many different actual sports and activities there are at schools. And so it sounds funny. I'm from the Midwest. We don't have sailing teams. It might as well, now if you said we had the, let's say the University of Minnesota cornhole team, I can understand that. Although there's I live in Minnesota. There's sailing all over the place. We have lakes everywhere. But it just sounded funny to me, like I'm thinking, I think of and I'm pretty sure when I think of the sailing team, I'm thinking of like the, like the Olympic yachting or whatever. I mean, we have a crew, for example, the University of Minnesota does have a crew team. So, I don't know. It just sounded funny to me. I don't know why. And I know there's, what's the weirdest college? I mean, there's college bowling teams. I think that's funny too. I don't know why. So, hey, Jaeger Pony, nice to see you. Yeah, Minnesota does have a rowing team. That's what I just said. They have a rowing team. So anyway, it just sounded funny to me. I don't know why. I think there's even a couple colleges that have equestrian teams, and I just see, it just sounds like something that, I'm a basketball guy. I'm into the sports that you usually hear about. So it's always just interesting to hear what kind of sports teams are at schools. So let's get back into this hashtag, because there's a whole lot of going on. We're going to go through some of these college cheating scandal tweets. Because there's a lot of people, it's got people going, talking about race, talking about class. This is a class scandal, by the way. This is not a race scandal. And the idea, there's people that, one of the things that I keep reading is, oh, this is how white people get into schools, and this is why black people are disadvantaged. Well, if all white people were rich, yeah, I might even give you that. But hey, I'm a lot wealthier than a lot of other white people. I can guarantee you that right now. And fortunately, I had two very smart kids and had to pay very little for the school because they both got decent educational opportunities because they were brains, and because we were parents that cared about that kind of stuff. And plan that out early, okay? Well, but we're gonna talk about child rearing one of these days, and let me have this caveat: we were far from perfect, but we did pretty damn good, and I'm pretty proud of how our kids turned out. It ain't always gonna happen the way it happened for us, but man, do I feel like a hell of a lot. I feel super lucky that we thought about this a lot before we had kids. So anyway, let's see. So some of the tweets, I'm just some of these. This Blazing Courtney, whatever. Bruh, I filled out my college application myself, filled out my FAFSA myself, worked my butt in high school, and these people are getting in with mommy and daddy's money. College cheating scandal. Yeah, laugh my ass off. Olivia Jade couldn't even complete her own college apps. How did they expect to graduate? Now, I wonder if I can find Ben Shapiro did a tweet, and then my friend, I'll call him my friend because we're friendly on Twitter, Tim Blake, had the weirdest response to it. Maybe I'll find it eventually, but let's just go into a few of these. If you are new to the concept of the college cheating scandal, please see the terms legacy and donation. For example, George W. Bush was a Yale legacy because his father went there. Jared Kushner went to Harvard after his father made a large donation. See, nothing new. Yeah, here's what we're going to be hearing about probably for the next week. We're going to be hearing how Donald Trump Donald Trump got into his school, and Donald Trump Jr. and the Trump kids and the Jareds and all the rich, they're going to be talking about the Republicans and blah, 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 blah. I guarantee you that Aunt Becky and Felicity Huffman are not from the right, okay? This is not a right-left issue. This is a really rich versus the rest of us issue. And what I appreciate about this is they caught it and they're doing something about it. I hope hopefully some people get some prison time here. So there you go. Hey Diesel Dave, how are you doing? And I'm beyond furious at the college cheating scandal. These rich parents paying millions in bribes to get their entitled, mediocre kids into a spot they don't deserve disgust me. I hope their kids get kicked out of the schools they unfairly got into. Here's the thing. You might be able to get some kids into those schools. How are you gonna keep them there? If they're not the bright, the one girl, the daughter, and it really pissed me off, is because Aunt Becky, Laughlin, whatever her name is, she was like, I don't even feel like I really want to work at college or go to college, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't know. And are the kids going to be able to keep up the grades once they get there? Another funny one that I heard come up is, I wonder why Barack Obama never showed his transcripts. Well, I wonder why Donald Trump doesn't either. Either one of them. Remember, Barack Obama although his mother and father were no longer together, had a very, very wealthy grandmother. He didn't grow up poor. He went to a little private school and had a bank. His grandparents were bankers, owned a bank. They weren't. So you just wonder. You just wonder, because he even said himself in his own autobiography that he was a okay student. He never said he was a great student. And then he went from Occidental and to Harvard. Anyway. Actually, I'm sure he's pretty smart, but whatever. This college cheating scandal couldn't come at a more perfect time. I just finished applying as a transfer applicant to one of the schools involved. Want to kick their cheating asses out and let me in? But in all seriousness, like I said, my parents just spent $75 on I don't know what the rest of that, three applications, along with $10 each for my college transcripts and $12 to release SAT scores while paying for my current institution. And to think they got it in easy, going through the application process twice. Senior year and freshman year of college has been stressful. Okay. What else? Of course, these rich parents were able to get their children to top colleges, pay their way through school, and pay off teachers, etc. Why is this so shocking? Money can get a lot of things. That's why these kids are privileged for a reason. Yeah, there you go. People attacking Olivia Jade, that's Laughlin's daughter, on Instagram for a post about official being a college student. And all I can focus on is the OJ sitting on her windowsill in this photo. Has Amazon Student US said anything about this though? I don't know. So that's the Lori Laughlin's daughter. Oh, here's one. Anyone else think that the college cheating scandal and Hillary Obama DOJ news were carefully timed this week to attempt to deflect from whatever we gained from Mueller? News we gained from Mueller. You know what? I don't know if that's the case, but there is some interesting news about the Obama DOJ, Department of Justice, squashing a certain prosecution for certain criminal activities by a certain somebody who we're supposed to have forgotten about. And I kind of accidentally named her name. Just saying. Hi, Dark Isle. How you doing? Hey, check your logic. I see you there. Good morning. Let's see, what else? Can we officially stop acting like celeb kids are cute or fucking overly talented? We know why they got that spot in the elite world. Why do we heap praise on this shit? Oh yeah, keep minorities out. Yeah, you know what? I was going to say something about that too, because a lot of this is about, this is why black people can't get ahead. So that's not really the case. Okay. Usually these spoiled, okay, so here's another one. How do you think Trump's spoiled, useless kids got their degrees? Just take a look at Trump's Jr.'s tweets. He's as bright as a rock in a deep ditch. You can bet Daddy helped with generous donations. That's perfectly possibly true. But you know what? I guarantee that these kids are not keeping any minority kids out of college. They're probably keeping... If they're taking a spot, they're not, the colleges want diversity. They're dying for diversity. I made this point the other day. In fact, let's find it in my Twitter because someone made an interesting point. And here, let me find this real quick because it was annoying the shit out of me. And somebody was, where is it? Let's find this real quick. It was me being brilliant for a day, which happens once in a while. Okay, I don't know if it's brilliant, but Give me a second. I'll find it. So, dude was talking. Oh, I need it under replies. Duh. Here we go. I'll find it. Oh, here's that one. Ivy League coach. Ivy League school water polo practice. What the hell's going on here? Kid who obtained fraudulent scholarship, attempting to calm down a terrified Horace. Oh, everything is fine. Oh, that was so funny. Oh, here it is. So this guy is talking about this scandal. And he says, but you don't know why ADOS, which stands for American Descendants of Slaves. That's a new term that you're going to start hearing a lot of. ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves. But you don't know why ADOS needs reparations to compete. And then he's talking, it just shows that these people were charged. Listen to this college advisor speak on the ways that white America, let me repeat that. Listen to this college advisor speak on the ways that white America pays for admission into an Ivy League school. She talks about how they slip $1 million checks in with the application. All right. Let me remind everybody right now. I would say rich America. Not all of white America is rich. And I know I have friends that I went to high school with that went to Yale that didn't have no $1 million checks to be slipping into no applications. And the two guys that I know went to Yale live from fairly humble beginnings. I have a guy that I played football with in high school that got into Stanford, and other players had to donate cleats to him because they were so poor. But he was a good football player, and he was smart as hell. He's now a physics professor at a university. I think he's at Northwestern. He was black too, so that's a whole other thing. But you know what? It's not about white America. It's about very wealthy people trying to game the system. And I'm glad they caught these bastards. Okay, but anyway, let me finish. So she's something about how people give. So anyway, so then this guy says, so if my kids study, get good grades, volunteer in the community, they have just as good a chance of getting into college as the kid whose parents add $1 million to the college application, right? They just need to work hard and apply themselves, right? This is a black man saying this. Yeah, the answer is right. And here's my answer. Actually, the answer to your question is yes. Top schools are falling all over themselves to admit high-achieving minority students and usually have scholarships as incentives for them to attend. Schools compete for these students. We, meaning us, ADOS, actually my adoptive family were ADOS. I'm Nigerian and Irish. Anyway, but we don't spread that word enough. We're so busy telling people that we're victims instead of telling people how many opportunities there are for us in this day and age. I'm not about listening to, the affirmative action and all that stuff, but you know what? It exists in many ways right now. They want minority students. They're, like I said, they're tripping all over themselves. That's why every year, there's some Nigeria kid from California who gets accepted to all 8 Ivy League schools. That's why, because everyone wants that smart kid. It's always a Nigerian too. I always laugh. Every time I see that story, there's one of those stories every year. A student gets accepted to all 8 Ivy League schools, and it's always some Nigerian kid. Because that's just it. Education's really big, especially in Eastern Nigeria, where my family's from. My family's, all my relatives that I've met since 2004, when I met my family, I go meet a lot of them live in California. Some still live in Nigeria. A couple live in New York. A couple live in Canada, whatever. And so I'm meeting my family, and they're all like doctors, lawyers. One of them owns this, multi-million-dollar business. I'm like, yo, why am I the dumbest kid in this family? And I'm not dumb, but I'm just laughing. But anyway, but the point is, every school wants talented minority students to go to their school and be successful. So right now, these people who did this college scam, they're not taking spots from minority kids. Unless they're taking them from Asian kids, because they're trying to reduce the number of Asians in some schools because, we can't have too many Asian kids because they're all too smart. I can't have Harvard be, you know what? If you don't get into Harvard because some Asian kid did better than you, maybe you should go somewhere else where you can be successful. But it's not, these rich white people are taking spots from less rich white people. They're not taking it from, because they want your black ass at Harvard if you qualify to go there. All right? So there you go. I'm just saying. Shit pisses me off. But, yeah. So right now it's like everything on here is, if I see a blackface, I know they're going to say something about white people getting these advantages, but you know what? Like I said, they're not taking the black kid's spot, because every school wants those black kids. They want to be able to say, we have X number of black kids here, blah, 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 blah. They want, it's kind of this reparations debate, that's starting to come up again. You know what? We've been getting reparations. Okay. If the Great Society and Lyndon Johnson thought he was giving people money and shit, but that shit is backfired on us as I don't necessarily think of identity politics, but in this case, I'm going to. That shit has been killing us. Being stuck on government assistance is terrible for us. Okay. Ripping apart the nuclear family and the black community has been terrible for us. Okay. But we've been getting we constantly get reparations because there's incentives for people to have diversity. Okay. And I could care less about diversity, but I do think there's opportunities that if we instead of saying that white people are trying to keep us down, what if we told, and if that's what kids constantly hear, they think, well, why should I even try? Rather than saying, do you realize how much opportunity there is for you if you do this, 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 and this, and get into this school? And do you realize how much better than you can do? But we don't do that enough. We don't do that enough, and it's very frustrating. Okay, stepping off my soapbox. Finally, an episode of Full House I'd watch. Aunt Becky's going to jail. DJ, Aunt Becky's going to jail. Oh my gosh. And of course, let's see. Of course, George Lopez, who he's one of those guys. Stars charged in college cheating scheme. Let me get this straight. They were faking documents so their children can have a better life? Well, George, I guarantee you that those white people aren't taking the place of any DACA kids who are in college either. Just saying, brother. Anyway. Great moments in Felicity Huffman, number 8, Golden Girl. Oh, the memes. Oh, man. Jason Burns says, so we had the prep school faking college apps and now one paying your way through the app process. Yeah, this is a crazy story, man. It's a crazy story. So anyway, so that's the first. Oh, no, here's Bishop Talbot Swan. Remember Tanya McDowell? She got 12 years for sending her 6-year-old son to Norwalk, Connecticut's Brookside Elementary School while she lived in Bridgeport, even though she was homeless. She was convicted of first-degree larceny for stealing an education. But college cheating scandal. Yeah, you know what? Apples and tractors, but he's kind of right there. These people, I hope they get prison time. This is major, major fraud. And mail fraud is a big deal. Who was it that went to prison for mail fraud after they've been chasing him around for years and years and the FBI Oh, yeah, Al Capone. That's what Al Capone went to prison for. Mail fraud. Nice cup of coffee going here. All right. So, man, if you want to just... A lot of bent out of shape people, and I don't blame them. It's definitely not suspicious when this guy shows up at an SAT testing center with a number 2 pencil and says his name is Jennifer. Oh, the memes. Awesome. Oh, man. So anyway, oh, including but not limited to paying bribes to get your kids into top schools. Felicity Huffman's tweet. Thank you, William H. Macy, for always giving our girls what they need. Happy Father's Day. Oh, these people are going to get dragged. I'm hoping they go to prison. I really do. You know what? It would be... Now, of course, they probably won't. They're rich. They, Now, why is Betsy DeVos involved in this? Higher ed in this country needs oversight, but Betsy DeVos has undone dozens of Obama-era regulations during her term on subjects from predatory loans. There are no predatory loans in education. There are predatory universities who have been gaming the system so they could raise their prices, and they're the ones giving the loans to kids who are taking, getting degree programs that aren't worth shit. It's this whole student loan crisis bullshit. You know who the cause of the student loan crisis is? Oh, it's your colleges and universities who've gamed the system to get, just to find a way to get more federal dollars. Oh, you have to have a college degree so that you can go work at Starbucks. No, you don't. There's plenty, and in fact, gosh, if my kid, okay, so my son majored in computer science, and so he's got a really good job already out of school, and he's been making his way. And my daughter is rethinking whether or not she should have went to school, but she's very talented. She gets work in there, but she was a theater major, so that's a tough major to get. Now, fortunately, with my daughter, she left school with no debt, zero debt. So hers is a different story. It was a way between scholarships and family and her working her way through school, she has no debt. So at least there's that. And so, in her major, she works some certain jobs that are great. And, but she had a theater contract for a year, and that went great. But it's tough. It's a tough major to have jobs in. So she doesn't necessarily work in her major right now, but she has no debt. Now, I can't imagine if someone, say, went to Harvard as a theater major, and there's my alarm. Imagine if you went to Harvard and left there with a degree in theater or women's studies or any, like I said, if your major ends in the word studies, start studying menus. I always said that's my favorite joke, but there's a bit of truth to it. In fact, when I I worked in restaurant industry after I left school for a while, because that's before I really decided to get a real job, which my bartending job was great, but I can't tell you how many people that worked in the restaurant that had college degrees ending in the words studies. Just saying. Okay, so they're trying to somehow blame Betsy DeVos on this. I'm sure, and no statement on this. Well, this just broke yesterday. I'm sure that somebody's going to talk about it. Whatever. I'm so angry at the wealthy celebrities and elites illegally using systems to set up the level playing field for the most marginalized kids. You know what? Okay, so Stevie here wrote, as a homeless teen, I got a full ride scholarship because of good test scores. I didn't get disability accommodations because I had no idea they existed. I lost my scholarship because my addict abuser mother wouldn't release her income info to prove she wasn't wealthy. College cheating scandals. Well, I'm not sure what... Yeah, there are ways around that, and that's a really sad story, anecdotally, and that's actually crap. I mean, there's ways to get around that. Okay, and so I wish somebody would have told you that. But the fact that some of these people use there are some people in this story that used like disability benefits. You're scum of the earth if you do that shit. I'm sorry. That's there for specific people. So yeah, this is going to be a hot one, man. This is a hot one. It's going to hear about it for days, I think. It's funny because I was wondering if this was still going to be trending today. Well, I wasn't wondering. I knew it would get worse and worse. Just when Becky was trending yesterday, I thought it was hilarious, but this shit's bad, man. It's just not good. All right, real quick, I got was that a subscription or was that a donation? Oh, thank you to Rideos. Animals presented with free food will hunt less and become lazy. Humans are no different. Free stuff equals more entitlement and wanting more free stuff. This hurts the hard worker mentality and earning achievements for oneself. Yeah, you know what? You're right. If everything's free, why learn to hunt? And that's the thing. That's why I'm not. I don't want to get into depth about this Green New Deal thing, but the line in there about income for everybody, whether they want to work or not, or whatever that line was. No, part of the reason I'm the whole socialism thing. Yes, I understand the desire to want to help everybody, but if you never learn to do something for yourself, what happens when the people who are keeping you going disappear? Then what? Tarai, thank you so much for the $5, by the way. That was oh yeah, that's for my Streamlabs down here. If you ever want to throw something out that you want me to absolutely read, I have a Streamlabs right down there in the description, and Sarah put it up in the chat also. Thank you so much, Tarai Deos. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you for coming and listening to me. Sometimes I'm entertaining and sometimes I have boomer moments, but you know what? We have a lot of fun. So thank you so much. Let's see. Let's kind of get out of this now. That's, I was trying to, oh, by the way, Necrosol, thank you for retweeting and for everyone who, put out the chat in Twitter or wherever it was you shared it. And that share button again is right down. Where is it? Right down there, somewhere about there. I don't know. I can't see it on my screen because I have the Streamlabs screen up. But please share, hit the like button. Channel's growing slowly and it's kind of slowed down a little bit. So, and part of it is I do this stream this time of day. Like I said, I'm going to start making videos again. I haven't made videos for a while. So I'm going to try to at least get 1 to 2 out a week. Plus I'm going to do some, I'm going to chop up some of these streams into smaller bits so that people who want to, maybe watch clips of a certain topic can do that also. So hopefully that'll get more people in here and we'll have a lot more fun. The more the merrier, right? Right? The more the merrier. All right. So back into cheaters, liars, and scoundrels. I can't remember what I named this thing. Now this one, so I'm going to go, oh, you know what? What time is it? Oh my, I was in that topic for a very long time. Tell you what, let's do a couple of Twitter trends. We'll only do a few today, and then we'll get into a couple articles because I want to get back into the cheaters, liars, and scandals. So back into Twitter trends. That was number 1. Let's see, what else we're going to be talking about today. Let's find out. So the number 1, obviously, is the college cheating scandal. We got that. Number 2 and number 3 are both those Wednesday, the day topics. One is Wednesday wisdom. One is Wednesday motivation. Let's get one good Wednesday let's do one good Wednesday wisdom. Wednesday wisdom, because I'm really Wednesday wisdom. Wednesday wisdom. Wednesday wisdom. Wednesday wisdom. Okay. Let's get some Wednesday. Oh, let's see. Now, I always like to see what the top one is, just to see if it's a sponsored one or whatever. But we'll read the top one and then we'll pick a good one. That's what we'll do today. The top one today is socialism is a power grab, trying to concentrate power among a handful of government planners instead of having widely dispersed power of individuals making their own decisions and transactions that are inherent in the capitalist system. Wednesday wisdom. Now, you know what? I agree. I agree. It's funny because I was looking at someone's Twitter feed yesterday, and there's a term. Now, first, socialism requires authoritarianism. It requires some kind of central planner or planning group telling everybody else what they can do. And I don't know if people who are really on this socialism bandwagon right now actually realize that. They think it's just going to be this utopia of where everyone gets along and we all do for everyone else and everyone gets things for free and whatever. Don't you realize that you no longer, in theory, you can make your own decisions, but you can't, because no matter how much output you have, someone is controlling what you can do with that output. And that's I think, is capitalism perfect? No, but I'm all about free markets. In the real world, if there were no systems, your system would be a free market system. So I keep hearing the term either, like some people say they're anarcho-capitalists, some people say they're anarcho-communists, as in anarchy, anarcho, or anarcho-syndicalists, whatever, which is just another word for similar to communists, where the state owns all the means of production and then you just work and everyone gets part of everything. Well, first of all, the concept of anarchy being combined with communism is a complete oxymoron. Okay? The only way communism works there's this giant central controlling person or body that forces everybody to do things the way that the same way. And that's the only way. So, and anarchy and communism are almost the complete opposite thing. Anarchy means anarchy says, okay, you don't have any government controls or whatever. Well, in an anarchy system, you are competing for everything. There's no one to control everything. So it almost, anarcho-capitalism almost sounds possible to me. Anarcho-communism makes no sense to me whatsoever. Maybe I'm wrong. If you know something about it, maybe you can DM me and I'll have you on. We'll talk about it. If you believe in that there's such a thing as anarcho-communism. I've always wanted to I've always wanted to bring someone on who espouses that kind of a kind of philosophy. That's my problem with even the concept of anarcho-communism. Anyway, all right, now back into Wednesday Wisdom, because I'm not going to get through any of these today. By the way, this is interesting. Big league politics. It has been confirmed, apparently, Obama DOJ told FBI not to charge Hillary in email scandal. I wonder if we're going to hear much about this week. Or maybe only in certain places. Disgraced former FBI agent Lisa Page sang like a canary when questioned under oath last summer, according to the social media account of one of the members of the House Judiciary Committee who took part in her hearing before Congress. Lisa Page confirmed to me under oath that the FBI was ordered by the Obama DOJ not to consider charging Hillary Clinton for gross negligence in the handling of classified information, said Representative John Ratcliffe, Republican, Texas, on Twitter, attaching a transcript of the hearing. Now I'm, wow. Tip me over with a feather. I've always thought that, because let's see, who were those two people that met in Arizona? One plane came in this way and one plane came in this way, and then one walked over to the other plane and they had a meeting there, and it was kind of a secret, except for some FBI agent leaked the fact that this meeting happened. Oh yeah, that was Bill Clinton and what was the Attorney General's name? Oh, Loretta Lynch. Yeah, remember that meeting? What was her job? She was the Attorney General. And what does the Attorney General do? The Attorney General leads the Department of Justice. Oh, and who was being investigated? What was that lady's name? What was her name? Oh, Hillary Clinton. Now, I one of my friends on Twitter the other day, someone had some stuff about Hillary Clinton, and she's left. She's left. She's on the left. I mean, she's a centrist, but she's left to center. And I adore this person. I mean, she's super cool and I like her, but she was really mad that someone was bringing up Hillary Clinton again. Why are y'all talking about Hillary Clinton again? Blah, 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 blah. Because Hillary Clinton is a cheater, a liar, and a scoundrel. Hey, that's kind of stuck in with my theme today. How about that? That's awesome. All right. Yeah. Cheater, liar, scoundrel. And that's what we're talking about today. So anyway, let's see. So here's part of the transcript. Let me, if I can, I know I'm testing your memory, the transcript said, but when you say advice you got from the department, you're making it sound like it was the department that told you you're not going to charge gross negligence because we're the prosecutors and we're telling you what we're not going to. Page interrupted him and said, that is correct. Page first gained public prominence when it came to light in late 2017. She had her former FBI agent lover, Peter Strzok, and her former FBI agent lover, that's a lot of adjectives, her former FBI agent lover Peter Strzok had exchanged numerous anti-Trump text messages which discussed dubious insurance policies and expressed their desires to stop Trump from becoming president. Both were part of the FBI's counterintelligence team in the bogus Russian collusion hoax. Okay, so anyway, you might hear about that, but man, I think what's really important today is the college cheating scandal. Because I think now let's see. So here's what's going to happen today, and you can test this. Test it at different. Just go any hour of the day. Go turn on if you have these channels available to you. Check out CNN. Check out MSNBC. Check out Headline News. NBC, CBS, ABC, and Fox News. The number one story on all but one will be the college cheating scandal, which is fine. It should be. I think that headline should be number one because it's new, it's fresh news. But I also think, and then the number one thing on Fox News is of course going to be this. I think it might have been yesterday too, which is fine. They have a different perspective, but my guess is that if you watch Fox News, the first story is probably going to be the thing about Hillary Clinton and blah, blah, blah. But the second story is going to be about the college cheating scandal because they will talk about it. But if you go to any of those other outlets, you're probably not going to hear about this. If you do, it'll be a one-liner. Just a guess. You let me know if I'm right tomorrow. If you're here tomorrow, let me know if I'm right. Say, P-Dog, you were right, or P-Dog, didn't happen that way. That's all you can do. All right. So anyway, yeah, that's interesting. Let's see, where are we at? Back to Twitter trends. Wednesday wisdom. You know what? I want a good Wednesday wisdom. Here we go. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. That's great Wednesday wisdom. All right, what else is trending on Twitter? Let's get out of Wednesday wisdom. DAWG. Snoop Dogg. Jay Leno. Uh-oh. What's Jay Leno trending? Why is Jay Leno trending? Why is Jay Leno trending? Trump pointed to Jay Leno's comments about the politics of late night shows when calling the one-sided hatred unwatchable. Okay, so Trump, what did I say yesterday? If Trump tweets something about X is going to trend that day. Here's what Trump said. Jay Leno points out that comedy on the very boring late night shows is totally one-sided. It's tough when there's only one topic, Fox and Friends. Actually, the one-sided hatred on these shows is incredible and, for me, unwatchable. But remember, we are number one, president. Okay, there you go. I think Leno said TV isn't fun anymore, especially late night TV. Yeah, it's become almost strictly about politics. You know, one interesting thing is this last Saturday Night Live. Someone was mentioning that they were it was one of the few that they didn't make it all about Trump. I don't think they did a Trump skit this week, or at least not prominently. The first skit they did, or first skit they did, was about the R. Kelly interview. I just, you know what? And someone else mentioned this. The problem with Saturday Night Live, and I'm just using Saturday Night Live as an example, but the late night talk shows kind of have the same problem, is they've stopped trying to be funny in an original way, and they're all trying to have current events and political things. You know, one of the funny things about the original Saturday Night Live when it was on is, yes, they made fun of Jimmy Carter, and yes, they made fun of Gerald Ford, and yes, they made fun of all these people, but it wasn't a show about those, you know? I mean, it was like they came up with funny off-the-wall stuff that you would just never think of. I don't know if any of you ever seen the Dan Aykroyd Bass-O-Matic commercial. I mean, that was so original and just off the wall, and it was funny as hell. And as the show has gotten, especially in the last few years, and last 10 years, it's almost like they only want to do current events. Although I think the one funny skit that they've done that they still do is when they do Black Jeopardy. I think that's hilarious. You know, it's that's great bass. Yeah. When they do, I mean, that's the kind of skit that is actually funny when they, you know, when Tom Hanks was on Black Jeopardy. That was original, it was funny, and it was actually poignant, even though we were making fun of it. They're trying to make fun of a Trump supporter, but they, you know, the cool thing about that one is that, oh yeah, this guy has some common ground with these people, and that's what made it funny and made you think. But now it's all about just how many times they can slam the current administration. So maybe that's why it's Jay Leno was saying what he said. All right. You know what? Any other? Miss Teen USA is trending because Tucker Carlson had some 10-year-old comments about whatever, she was hot or blah, 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 or did someone want to do her and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it was offensive, but Fox News host is heard making sexually specific jokes about a teenage beauty pageant contestant in the newly released recording. This is the third set make public. Yeah, they're going to be trickling this out, and Tucker Carlson is going to say, go fuck yourself, go fuck yourself. I'm trying not to say that word because is Johnny Hellcat still here? I'm trying to stay out of the whatchamacallit jar, the swear jar. Anyway, so that's why that Obama DOJ, that's because of the thing with Lisa Page. And I don't know if Lisa Page herself is trending, but yeah, the Obama DOJ, the cheating, liars, scoundrels. El Duque, what's El Duque? Isn't that the baseball player? If I didn't say El Duque, would I really be a Yankees fan? So why is El Duque in the news? Are they putting him in the Hall of Fame? Because he's not. So El Duque was just a great pitcher. Whose windup did you imitate as a kid? Oh, the bird. Oh, there's a lot of great windups. But where's El Duque was a beast, man. Okay, I don't know why. Why is everyone must be picking El Duque? Okay, because someone asked that question. Who's Major League Baseball? Whose windup did you imitate as a kid? Okay, if you can name. Oh, that's Louis Tiant. That's what's that dude's name? I forget him. Oh, what the hell was that? Oh, there's Satchel Paige. Satchel Paige was a beast. Here's the thing about Satchel Paige. Satchel Paige didn't go into the major leagues until he was in his 40s because he had been in the Negro leagues because before baseball was so segregated. So when he finally got in the major leagues, I mean, he was in his 40s and he was still a dominant pitcher. I know I'm talking sports for some of you thinking, oh, snooze, whatever. But pretty amazing. Okay, can you hear that? Can anyone hear that? Out of curiosity. Can you hear the music? All right, so did anyone hear that music when I hit that play button? Did it scare you, anybody? Chat, hello? Hello? Nope, you still can't hear it. All right, I'll figure that out tomorrow. I might have to just restart the program for tomorrow, and we'll see if it works. But anyway, Louis Tiant too is very. Where is he? There's Louis Tiant right there. He turned his back all the way around. Anyway, okay, so you didn't hear that. That's cool. Like I said, we'll figure that out. So apparently El Duque is one of the ones who, oh no, Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez is the New England Patriot that shot somebody. Oh, check your logic. You heard it? Or what? I'm not sure what you're saying yep to. If you're the only one who heard it, that doesn't make sense. Life is like baseball. It's a pitch, but you only play it once. And 3 strikes means that you're out. Okay. No, I don't want to connect with Facebook. Shut this off. Can you, oh, close. There we go. Aaron Hernandez murder conviction to be reinstated, court rules. Aaron Hernandez's first-degree murder conviction must be reinstated, the state's high court ruled Wednesday, in a decision that overturns decades of legal precedent. We conclude that the doctrine of abatement ab initio is outdated and no longer consonant with the circumstances of contemporary life, even in fact it ever was, Justice Elsif Cipher wrote for the Supreme District Court. I'm not sure what that means. In 2015, Hernandez was convicted in Bristol Superior Court of murdering Odin L. Lloyd, a Dorchester man in North Attleboro, in 2013. He was serving a life sentence without parole when officials say he committed suicide in his cell at the state's maximum security prison in 2017. Hernandez's death came just days after he was acquitted of murdering 2 men in Boston South End. So I'm not going to read the rest of that. I'm not, well, here. Oh, I see. So the practice of wiping out a jury verdict like it never occurred is not fair. I don't know what happened here. Apparently, well, anyway, so his murder conviction is going to be reinstated. According to court, some judge must have vacated the sentence, whatever. But that was after he died. Who knows? All right, that's enough of Twitter trends because I do want to get to one. Oh, I'm not even going to be able to get to this one article. Well, I had a good note to leave on. What happened with it? Oh, it's down here. It was a final Twitter trend was. Where is it? Oh, Hugh Jackman will lead Broadway revival of The Music Man. Oh, I think he'd be good in that. I like that. That's a good musical. Oh, you're saying bye before I even say goodbye. But I am about to say goodbye, so there you go. Oh, boy. There's a whole bunch of billionaire investor Nelson Peltz is joining Aurora Cannabis, Inc. as a strategic advisor and is receiving stock options that could make him the pot firm's second largest shareholder. Yeah, you know what? It may not be a bad time to invest in cannabis. I'm just saying, they're legalizing it all over the place. There might be a new federal law coming soon too. They're talking about it. So there you go. That's my tip of the day. My tip of the day is to invest in cannabis. I'm just saying. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much coming every day to watch me. I am here every day, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock GMT, usually a few minutes after those hours. But I'm here. I make it every day, Monday through Friday. And just another programming note, on Friday we're going to celebrate my 200 so I'm finally doing that 200 subscriber special that I've been talking about. We're going to watch my first video that I've ever done. Hopefully I will have the sound problems fixed. And I might have a guest or two on Friday. I'm just saying I'm working on something. If I can figure out how to do it, I might even have a couple guests. But anyway, we'll still have a fun show because we're going to go watch the first video I ever made and put on YouTube. Other than that, thank you so much. Thank you again to Tyra Deos for the super chat via Streamlabs. You can always, if you want to help us monetarily, you can do that through Streamlabs, or you can just show up every day. Make sure you share the stream. Make sure you hit the like button, and that is so greatly appreciated. But I do have to leave. My name is Dawg Knight, and I am out of here. Bye.